everybody, Ian here from Ian Explains. Hope you're doing well. Today's video is going to be on education. Before I get into that, I want to say thank you for all my subscribers and everybody who's been watching my videos. Appreciate it. And please hit the subscribe button below if you have not subscribed already. So today's video is going to be on education and how the strengths, weaknesses, and then my general thoughts on education. So let's get into it. My opinion when I'm talking strengths of education, and specifically I'm talking public education, if you're gonna, ask. So again, public education, kind of just growing up here, K through 12. So I've met a lot of different people. I've met so many different backgrounds of so many different people, so many different races, ethnicities, nationalities. I've met so many people of different colors. I mean, it's been awesome, and that's something that I've kind of taken for granted until recently. And Raleigh, we're really blessed to have a lot of nationalities, a lot of different people from everywhere. So really awesome stuff. I'm serious. Like, I've met people from all corners of the globe. It's amazing. So awesome stuff. The second thing is sports. The sports, aspect, it's awesome, especially at a place like Leesville. If you don't know, Leesville is good in a lot of different sports, you name it. We're just that good, or when I was there at least. So, but for real, in general, a lot of the public schools around here, sports is a big deal. It's not everything, but it's a big deal. You'll have kids be going to D1 colleges on full rides and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, and I've seen so many different high caliber athletes in Raleigh play against Leesville and stuff like that. So really neat stuff. I've honestly at Leesville got to meet so many different people, go to D1 universities, D2, D3, NIA. That's Leesville. We just produce athletes. So it produced me too. So, but anyway, sports is just a big deal in general. The third thing is that the competitive classes, the competitive feeling of schooling, it's definitely magnified, and because you'll have more classmates, you'll have more options for classes and stuff like that, generally speaking. So that's pretty, interesting to see how that's played out. New simulation of life. So that's the fourth thing. You're going to be simulated, kind of in these hard situations sometimes, especially if you're in high school. You're like an early high school. Remember this, because I'm telling you, you're just going to be having some of these hard situations, and even in middle school, I'd say, but probably more in high school. But yeah, it simulates life. We're going to have to make hard decisions in life. So that's one thing that's great about the public school system that's taught me, at least, from an early age, is just hard decisions to make. So, and then the negatives. So the negatives is always positive and negative, usually. So the first kind of thing is fights or stuff like that. It's not good. You don't want to see that. It's negative. We've all probably seen a college fight, watching this, or not a college fight, a high school fight. So colleges normally don't happen. But anyway, nobody wants to see a fight. It's not, I've seen probably a few too many. So that's just how it is sometimes at some high schools. But yeah, fights are just not good in general. People get suspended and stuff. The second thing is that politics, I hate to say it, those, public school and politics kind of go hand in hand. So yeah, those are just two very interesting mixtures. So that can be negative. Just create negative energy, negative situations for students. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, teacher. You may have had a teacher or two that is old or really young and crazy, or maybe even shouldn't be there. I know people from other schools besides Leesville, and they've had the same issue as me. As some teacher got fired the next semester after they're outside their class. That happens. That's how just the public school system works sometimes. But yeah, that's a bad thing, not the greatest thing. But you'll learn. Let me tell you, you'll learn from a bad teacher. That's for dang sure, of what not to do. And then the fourth thing is kind of the standardized testing. That's probably the biggest, I think, to me at least, the biggest negative on this list, because let me tell you, I've gotten tests thousands of times, and Yeah, it just gets really old really fast. I mean, in North Carolina, they start you on the EOG when you're in, I think it's first grade or no, it's third grade, I think. It's very early on. I think it's by second grade, second or third grade, you're doing it. I don't think it's first, but anyway, so like when you're 10 years old, you're already taking these tests, saying, pretty much, can you pass and go to the next, the next level or the next grade, essentially. And let me tell you, I failed some of those EOGs. I'm not gonna lie, like I did, and it put me in a lot of pressure. And I mean, it took time to figure out that test, but I eventually got it. I mean, I didn't fail every one I took, but there were a few early on that I failed, and let me tell you, I was scared I was gonna get held back. I mean, I got a couple twos and stuff like that, if you know what that is. But I'm not trying to dwell on the past here, but my point is like there's a lot of unneeded pressure sometimes at the tests and stuff like that. These final exams, because they're really required in North Carolina, generally speaking. There's a lot of classes that require them because that's just how North Carolina is, sometimes a whack state, but not always, but it can be, at least for education, it can be really whack. So I took a lot of, I've taken so many tests growing up that I probably shouldn't even have to take, but whatever, that's just how it is. So yeah, and then, kind of my general thoughts. So overall, I do think education is important. I do think it's needed. I do think, it shouldn't be everything, though. In other words, it should be a big emphasis on your life, but I don't know, it should be everything. There's other things besides education to life. There's sports, there's, a job, you name it. There's a lot of the hobbies. There's a lot more to life than education, but I do think it's important. I do think it's helpful, and one thing I wish I could change is just I wish, and this is something our generation that we're going to see growing up more in the next 15, 20 years, is that there will be, I think, more avenues for people who don't want to go to college or maybe they just want to go to college but can't for whatever reason, whether that's grades or whatever. And you can go to community college too. That's a great way, for education, to use your money effectively, and you'll learn a lot about the world. Let me tell you, there in some ways that a 4-year won't teach you. But anyway, I think there'll be more avenues for people who don't want to go to college and stuff like that. I really do, in the next 10, 15 years of our lifetime. And I kind of wish there was just, kind of more of it's okay not to go to college if you don't want to. Right now, I feel like it's like go to college or bust. I mean, let's be real. Obviously, I'm going to college, but I do wish, sometimes I didn't have to go to college. In other words, choose to go to college, because like there are some things that I do hate about college, and we'll get into that in the next 3 videos. But I hope you found this video useful, helpful. Maybe you took something away or something new. And again, to my private school watchers, this is going to be slightly different for you probably, but it's still going to be something similar. I'm sure you can relate in some way. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, do all that good stuff. And thank you for watching. The next video is going to be on part 1 of my Wingate journey. So stay tuned for that, part 1 of 3. I'm really excited to do this series, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the guests on this channel lately too. So thank you very much. Have a great night. Appreciate it. Thank you.